Welcome to the Butterfly Path, Vasija de Honor. My name is Lucia Radetzky. I'm happy to be here with you all. And today I have a message about kingdom spouses and boundaries. Yeah, a nice one, huh? So I want to read with you from Genesis chapter 20 what happened with Abraham and Sarah. Why? Because this message today it's going to be about manipulation and about the importance of being honest and being authentic when you are in a connection of love with someone, whether you are already married, whether you are in connecting but in separation, whether you are dating, whatever is the case for you guys. I believe it's very important that you listen to this message. This has a prophetic side to it also, which is that for some of you, there has been a lot of manipulation already in your relationship. Now, this manipulation, which is not okay, it's not good, the Lord is going to turn it all for the good, for He does that. He turns everything for the good for those who love Him, according to His purposes. And what is God's purpose? Well, God's purpose has to do with changing our hearts, renewing our minds, so we become a little bit more Christ-like. And that means many, many, many things, glorious, beautiful things. But the most important here, or the most important things that we need to achieve through this wickedness that sometimes happens in relationships, it's to become more humble, more aware, and that's through repentance and self-examination, and to become more forgiving too. Because in the same way, one of the persons in the couple may sometimes manipulate things, the other too, right? So with this, I'm not saying that you should, and this, let's, clarify it very, very truly. I'm not saying that you should stay with a person that is abusing you, with a person that has no remorse after gaslighting you or heavy manipulation, constant manipulation, a person that doesn't want to undergo a process of deliverance. And in this case, when manipulation is involved, the deliverance you need to seek forward for, you look forward for, is about octopus spirit, which is the spirit of mind control and manipulation. Okay, that's the demonic spirit that operates and that can challenge you and can bring a lot of havoc in relationships. I highly recommend you to deal with this wicked, evil spirit before you get into a marriage or dating or a relationship, so you don't have to deal with it once you are together, so you don't see situations of gaslighting, and instead what you see is that you are owning up to your mistakes, talking about your needs, talking about your feelings, setting proper boundaries, and listening to one another, right? That is healthy love. That is true love. That is what we are meant to reflect for society as a role model. Forgive me for my throat, my friends. I am battling a little bit since I got a new job as a sister, as a teacher, and I have been struggling a little bit with my throat, but nothing that the Lord cannot help me with. I'm already coming out of it. So let's read, okay? So you understand what I'm talking about. Chapter 20 of Genesis. And Abraham journeyed from there to the south and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur and stayed in Gerar. Now Abraham said of Sarah, his wife, "She is my sister." And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. So let's make a pause here. This keeps going. You're going to learn the story, and I invite you to read it all to see what happened. We know that Sarah and Abraham are very important for our Christian life. They belong to the Old Testament, but Abraham is the father of faith. So both of them are very important kingdom spouses, so spouses that have created a change for the whole humanity because of their faith. Very important examples for us to learn about, to reflect on. So in this case, manipulation went wrong. Abraham lied, saying that Sarah was his sister, and then he needed to, pretty much endure that then someone else was taking Sarah as a wife. Of course, the Lord interceded in that situation. I'm not going to tell you the whole story because that's your homework. You got to go read it. You got to go read it. That's your homework to see what the Lord did in this case. But to also, you know, empathize with both of them, with Abraham and Sarah, and try to understand like how it was for them to go through that situation, right? Because nowadays, maybe one of you or both of you have sometimes said lies, and this in particular, it's coming into my mind through the Holy Spirit that has come because of evil counsel, like people that tell you this kind of counsel that is like, if you ignore this person is going to come running to you, or when you date another person, this person is going to want to come out. And what that's doing, that's plain manipulation. Why? Because do you want to ignore the person truly in your heart? That's what you want. Do you want to date other people truly in your heart? That's what you want. Or what you want is that that person pays attention to you, you date them, you you know connect and are together. So if what you want is to be with one person, why will you lie to yourself? Why would you lie to that person? Why would you lie to others to create all of this stuff, which is manipulation? Manipulating the other person, manipulating yourself to think you don't need that other person, manipulating how others see you so you don't feel vulnerable. Because in this case, Abraham was trying to escape some vulnerability regarding Sarah. And so this is going to get you in trouble because this is not being authentic. This is not being you. This is not being real. This is not fighting for what you really want. So this is evil counsel. If somebody is telling you to do that so you can earn somebody's love, what you're creating is a pattern of an unhealthy relationship. And a healthy person, or a person that is seeking to be healthier and be in a healthy relationship, it's not gonna take that. It's not gonna take it. It's gonna be like, no thank you. You know what, I don't really want this, because they're gonna see through that manipulation. A kingdom wife or a kingdom husband also will see through if you're trying to date someone else, or if you're trying to intentionally make someone jealous, or if you're trying to intentionally ignore and avoid someone, intentionally to trigger that person attention. It's not going to work out. It's just going to bring division. That's where the devil thrives. The devil thrives because it comes from octopus spirit. It's a demonic influence. Now, I don't want to shame you. I don't want to blame you. If you have been doing that, you just need deliverance. Go seek deliverance from the octopus spirit. And I will post about that later on when my throat is a little bit better, because warfare is a whole nother level. But you do need deliverance from the octopus spirit, because that's not going to help your marriage. And ultimately, that's going to bring more separation. That's going to bring conflict, and it's going to bring misunderstanding, and it's going to bring pain that you're going to have to deal with for a long time. Nobody wants that, right? So it's more valuable that you are just honest with yourself and with the person that you love, and you say, hey, this behavior, I don't like it. I'm gonna give you an example. Say that the person that you're dating or that you love or your husband or wife is doing certain thing that it triggers your insecurity. Whatever it is. Can be seeing certain friend that you feel jealous about, can be doing certain activity that makes so that person pays no attention to you, can be can be something that they're doing that threatens you in whatever way. The octopus spirit, the spirit of manipulation, will try to trigger in the person that you are in disagreement on with a reaction to a negative behavior of yours, which can be withdrawing attention, withdrawing love, not helping that person, not speaking up about what you feel, what you need, not having a conversation. And of course, worst case scenario for the ones of you who are not married yet, to just seek for other person because this person is not giving me what I want. That's pride. For if you love that person, but you're not telling the person what you need, you just want that person to read your mind, but you're not open up to listen what the person has to say. Say, for example, you have this fear that somebody's cheating on you and you see some signs. You see like, oh, they're going here and there, maybe they're dating or something, right? But you don't speak with the person. You say, are you dating? Are you, what's up with that person? Is that work or is that dating? What, you don't talk. You don't say, hey, I don't feel comfortable with this. What's going on here? Can you tell me? And so if you say it, instead of manipulating and lying, nothing happens. I don't care. Or even worse, manipulating the other person. If you do this, I'm going to be angry and you're going to have this punishment. Guys. So if you say it, if you say, hi, honey, I'm feeling a little bit insecure. Can you tell me what's going on? Is this person, do you like it? Is that someone that I have to be, worry about? If you are dating and if you're friends, you can say, hey, are you dating someone? It's okay to ask. What is not okay is to then manipulate, withdraw energy, withdraw love, withdraw or getting aggressive, right? Or trying to scare the other person or trying to intervene between whatever thing that is happening, whether that is work, whether that is a dating situation, whatever it is. If you try to do it without the help of God, you're operating from pride, Leviathan, and you're operating from an octopus spirit. And that's not healthy. Now, different is if you want to take space for yourself, which is good, and you express your boundaries. You say, I don't want to tolerate this situation. I don't want this. But you gotta be able to express it. And you gotta be able to let the other person express what they think, what they need. Say you say to this person, like Abraham felt probably very bad after Abimelech took Sarah. But what Abraham could do is to pray to God and ask God for help. And God actually showed up for him. Now, showed up in a particular way because Abimelech did not deserve a punishment because he was lied to. He was innocent. He thought Sarah was single. So you gotta be careful with that, with manipulation and lying, because then the Lord won't be able to do what you're asking him. If you are asking for revenge or things like that, Lord is not gonna see it. He's not gonna hear it. But if you are honest and truthful and you explain, I'm feeling this way when you do this, what's going on, I would like to know, then the person has the chance to say, hey, look, honestly, I have no feelings for this person. This is work. I'm not interested. And then you can exercise believing in your partner, exercise growing in confidence in yourself, knowing that you are loved, that you are enough, that you are the one that that person has chosen for a reason, for many reasons. And you can exercise trust in God, that ultimately the Lord is gonna show up. So there is no adultery or unfaithfulness. And He has done it before. I don't know in your experience, but in my experience, the Lord has showed up. Even if a kingdom spouse doesn't do anything to separate a counterfeit from my life, the Lord itself, maybe through prayer, maybe just because He knows who is for you, has shown up and has separated me and will separate you or your kingdom spouse from a person that does not belong to their destiny. So this is pretty much like the saying, what is for you, even if you try to run away from it, and what is not for you, even if you try to stay. Trust in the Lord. He knows what He's doing. And so if there is a counterfeit or a person that is, coming around, your person, the person that you love, the person that you know it's your kingdom spouse, rest in the Lord. Don't try to manipulate the circumstances by bringing fear, hatred, control. You only have two options that are truly gonna help you in those cases, because it hurts. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. It's painful, it's scary, so I validate that. And it doesn't mean that you have to do nothing and see how there's people trying to date your partner. If you are dating or if you are friends, right? Or if you are in a marriage, there's a strange man, a strange woman that are coming and eyeing your partner. There are things you can do, but it's not to put your dog face and be like angry at your partner, because also many times people can be interested in your partner and your partner is innocent. They're not doing anything. Like in this case, Sarah was innocent. She didn't have a say. She was just object of manipulation. And in this case, Abraham didn't claim Sarah as his wife, which is a big mistake. If you are a kingdom spouse, especially the man, you gotta step up to the plate. You gotta claim that woman. You gotta say, that woman is mine, period. You can't just be like, no, that's my friend, that's my sister, I don't care. Because if you do that, somebody else steps in the plate. Somebody else is gonna say, oh, okay, it's your friend, and I like it. And you can't complain. Abraham couldn't complain because you're not giving the title that that relationship deserves in your heart. You're not being authentic to yourself. You're lying to yourself. It's more likely that the Lord may trigger in you the need to step in and give commitment and give security, marriage, or something that is truly worthy of that person commitment, of that person exclusive attention to you. You can't claim someone's attention, loyalty, and commitment if you, whether you're a man or a woman, are not able to give it, to say, hey, you're the only one for me, I want to marry you, I want to be with you. If you're not clear about this, how can you expect the other person to be saving themselves? Now, a lot of kingdom spouses have command from the Lord to save themselves, but you can't abuse that. For the Lord seeks the hearts and the minds. He knows everything. And if you're abusing that the Lord has told to a woman or a man to wait for you, to pray for you, at some point the Lord is going to put you in trouble, like He did with Abraham and Sarah. You don't claim that woman as your wife. You say it's your friend, your sister, your acquaintance. It's like somebody there. I don't care. Then don't cry later when somebody else take her on a date. Don't cry. Don't be angry. Don't come and make a scandal or do like some kind of like fit, a hissy fit. You can't do that. You can't because you didn't claim that woman. You didn't say to the world, that's my wife. Now, if you're married and you have said, that's my wife, that's a different thing. That's a different thing. In that case, you have all the right to come with a fit and say, hey, stay away. You can't be around my wife. Of course, it's your wife. You get to do that. You get to do your dog face and you get to bark to whoever is coming around. Yeah, you got that right because you give the commitment. You have earned the title of being the husband of that woman, and nobody can take that away from you. And it's illegal for any man to even look with lust your woman. That's what the Lord says. So you can pray warfare and you can like win that warfare like nothing, for the Lord respects marriage a lot. He's very, very, very interested in preserving that sacred, holy bond. But if you're playing around with your girl, if you are coming from a place of immaturity, saying it's my sister, it's my friend, it's my acquaintance, we're only dating, I don't care. You lied to yourself, you lied to your woman, you lied to everybody else. You can't complain. You just can't. And with this, I'm not saying that your kingdom spouse will cheat on you. Maybe they won't. But you are going to go through things where a lot of men or a lot of women are going to try to date them, to be with them, to have a relationship with them. And they may sometimes give into it if they're single, into at least entertaining the thought. And if you don't want that to happen, then get out of the train of manipulation. Be honest and say, hey, I want to be engaged with you. I love you. I want to be with you and only you. Be honest, be clear, be straightforward. I came right now for this and this situation, but let's do a long distance relationship. But preserve yourself for me. Because if you keep just asking the Lord, but then you behave like Abraham, and you don't claim, you don't own your girl or your man, but this is mostly about men, because the man is the one who has to pursue and who has to say, hey, I want to date you, I want to be with you, I want to be exclusive with you. If you don't give your lady the title that she deserves in your life, the place she deserves in your life, someone else is going to seek to do that for you. Someone else is going to say, okay, she's single. And you can't really complain, Even if she's loyal to you, even if she's faithful, if she's completely committed to you, the Lord is going to send those temptations. It is written that you're not to deprive one another from that sexual, romantic connection, because if you deprive one another, if you ignore your wife or your date, your wife, your friend that you love, if you ignore her, if you date other people, what's going to happen is that the Lord is going to intentionally send more people to her. And I'm speaking specifically about women because this is when the man has not yet taken the step to claim ownership in a way, to say, this is my wife, this is my rib, this is flesh of my flesh, you don't come around. If he doesn't do that, women, we can be in love, we can be like, honey, I want to be with you, we can be like all you want, but it's not going to thrive. And sooner or later, the women, it's going to be tired. If we don't have the title we deserve in the life of a man, yeah, we may look for a man that actually, gave us our worth, gave us our value, gave us the place in his heart, in his mind, in his life, with his friends, with his parents. That's only natural. For the one who leads, the head of that relationship is the man. And if he's not clear, he's not honest, he's not sacrificing vulnerability to claim ownership, to say, this is my wife, then there is no wife, there is no relationship, there is no, it's the ladies. I'm talking, you can put it upside down, but it's honestly mostly like this with the roles, yeah. The ladies are gonna feel, okay, this is limerence. I'm just obsessed with this person that has nothing to do with me and has never said that he wants to be with me or that he wants me to be loyal to him. He doesn't care. So I'd rather just go ahead and date someone, right? And it's just natural. Like Sarah, when Abraham said, this is my sister, she couldn't do anything. Abimelech took Sarah. She didn't say, no, because this is my wife. She didn't say, no, because this is my husband. I can't go with you. She said, okay, my husband didn't own me. He said, I'm a sister. Can't do anything. I just have to, get over it, I guess. you know? So, this is important, you guys, that you understand. As a kingdom spouse, you gotta act like it. You gotta be honest and express to your wife or your future wife your boundaries. Hey, honey, I wanna be with you. I am interested in commitment, long-term commitment in marriage with you. If you don't offer that to your wife, to your girl, to your love interest, you're gonna have to deal with the long list of counterfeits. And nothing really guarantees you that there's not gonna be someone that tries to actually treat her better than you do. That's the truth. This is hard, but it's the truth. And it's better to be honest, right? Because sometimes you don't appreciate your wife, you don't appreciate your date, you don't appreciate your friend. You have her so close, she has gave you so much love, you take her for granted, and you don't appreciate that she is actually beautiful, she is actually amazing, she is actually sweet, and a lot of men would love to have her. And if you don't step to the plate, someone else can do it. And you never know, maybe someone else can actually give her what she's looking for. And you may trust that the Lord will preserve her, and you can pray. And Abraham, got grace from God and was able to preserve that connection because God is great and He's so good. But the pain that they both went through, Sarah and Abraham, the pain was excruciating. The jealousy, the anger, and Abraham could only be angry with himself. Because it wasn't Sarah's fault. She was unclaimed. She was unowned. I bet she was pretty angry also. I bet she was pretty offended. But she may have dealt with the spirit of offense and do what her husband said. Okay. That's what we need to do. So let's learn from this. Don't manipulate the situation. Don't lie to yourself. Don't deceive yourself. If you're not ready, but you love a person, but you can't yet, take the step to get married or do something like that. It's too much for you right now. Be honest. Say it. Say it out loud. Hey, I see myself with you. I want to be with you. I don't want another woman. I want to be exclusive. I see my future with you. But right now I'm going through this. And I can't right now. But please remember that I love you and that we are engaged. If you want to, right? Because you need to ask the person if they want to. But if you're not honest, if you're just wanting this person to read your mind and to give you some loyalty because somehow you deserve that, but you're not giving loyalty back, you're not giving a title, a place in your heart, in your mind, in your life to that person, don't complain. Just don't complain. Okay, and this is especially a rebuke for men, because men are the ones who have to be moving forward and, asking out somebody for date, uh, getting engaged with your girl, expressing that you want to formalize a relationship. If you keep someone as an acquaintance, that's the title you're gonna have in their life. You are an acquaintance. Even if this woman love you as, Christ loves the church, if she will submit to you, if she will do everything for you, if she knows that she's your future wife, it doesn't matter what the Lord has said to this person. If you treat your wife as a sister, as an acquaintance, somebody else is gonna treat her as a wife. Be aware. This may be prophetic for some of you, like this is happening now, or this may happen in the future. And this is a warning, so you don't go through all of that pain. Now, it's up to you. If you are truly not ready and you want to keep playing games with the person that you love, everybody knows what they're able to take in their heart. If you're fine with this person going out with other people, dating, then it's okay. It's keep doing what you're doing. But I just have to warn you guys, if you are in a kingdom spouse relationship, whether you're married or not, if you're married, for example, you're not paying attention to your wife, you're not telling her, hey, honey, you're beautiful. Hey, let's go on a date together. Let's do something beautiful together. If you're not paying attention to your wife, somebody else will do it. And I'm not saying that that's a free pass for adultery, because it's not. It will never be. But it's temptation, because the scripture says that if you ignore, if you avoid giving the attention that your wife or husband requires, somebody else is going to give them that attention. Temptation is going to come, and that doesn't mean that they're going to fall. That doesn't mean that they're going to be cheating on you, or that it's not a free pass to adultery, but it's definitely an open door for the strange woman and the strange man, which is demonic spirits that come through people, men or women, that come in your relationship and try to steal your partner from you. They may not succeed, but they're gonna try it. Especially if you are not giving the attention, if you are not giving the space, the love, and the importance to your partner, and you're not letting your partner know that they are important for you, that you want to claim that ownership over them, that you want them to know that they are your wife, they are your husband, that you care about them, that you're gonna keep the fire on, because love is a garden. You don't water the plants, they die. Love is fire. You don't blow it, they die. If you don't help the fire keep going, it's gonna become ashes. So you have to make sure that was really funny. You have to make sure that you're keeping your marriage alive, that you're keeping your relationship alive. Okay? All right. I'm going to let you read that, chapter 20 of Genesis, so you learn more about this manipulation. And later on, I'm going to bring a little bit more information in the chapter in the Bible where we're talking about this situation of what happens when we are not giving the attention to our marriage, to our kingdom spouse, or the person that we are in love with. What happens when we are ignoring, avoiding, and stepping out of the connection and not owning up to our feelings and needs. We're going to talk about it from scripture, and we're going to talk about it also in practical ways. The Lord has been speaking to me through dreams, and speaking to me through scripture about the importance of sharing more messages, prophetic messages of kingdom spouses. I'm going to do most of them in Spanish, because there's a lot of you guys who need to speak Spanish, who need to learn Spanish, and because you are in relationships that are bilingual, that speak more than one language. So I'm gonna be coming out with these messages in Spanish with subtitles, so you guys can learn, do your homework, learn, and the some of these also are going to be in English for the people that need to hear it in English. And I hope also this message comes for you if you're a woman as a way of helping you remind you that it's okay when others, other people come around you. If the person that you love and that you're waiting for and praying for is not owning up to your relationship, just like Sierra did, she didn't say, "Oh no, I can't because I'm married." You can, even though your kingdom spouse may be jealous or maybe bitter or whatever. They have to deal with the consequence of what they're doing, right? So I'm not saying that if you're married you have to cheat. Of course not, because you have been given the title. But if you are in a situation when you are an acquaintance, a friend, or whatever, if somebody invites you on a date, it's okay to at least entertain the possibility of talking with someone else, or you know just getting to know and open your eyes around it, because this is it's in scripture that this can happen. And so you have to also take the time to give yourself that worth, to give yourself um, that place, you as a woman, to give yourself the place to say, hey, I deserve a relationship that really cares about my feelings, that wants to give me that attention, that wants to help me when I'm in distress, that wants to own up and say, I am the one, right? Not a person that just sends you songs through people that you don't even know if that's the person that you're thinking about. It's nice to receive some songs here and there, but at the end of the day, it lets you as a woman with a feeling of, is this even real? Like, am I crazy? That's kind of delusional. It's not a healthy thing. It's not healthy. So, you have the right to seek for something real in your life, and you have the right to, even if you love this person, even if the Lord has told you that that's your husband, to, just get to know other people, to entertain the possibility. You have the right, and you know, it's part of life that you get open at least to receive that love, that attention, that help from another man if you're a single woman. And so don't feel guilty when somebody invites you on a date, or when somebody is with you, trying to be nice to you, giving you attention, if your kingdom spouse is not stepping into the plate, is not saying, hey, I want to be with you, I want to be engaged with you, I want you to know that you are the one for me. It's just, as much as you love this person has to really grow up. This person has to really understand that, yeah, they can't take your love for granted, because it's like taking grace for granted, right? And saying, okay, I'm gonna always cheat and do whatever I want because I have grace. That's abusing the grace of God. And if you are constantly just saying to your wife later on, or to your future that wife, your date, I'm not ready, but wait for me, keep praying for me while I'm dating these girls here, or while I am, getting to see who else is around. That's abusing the grace of God, and God sees it all. He knows it all. So at some point, He's going to be like, no, you are the man. You are the head of this household. You're the head of this marriage. If you don't own up to your wife, I will give it to someone else." And there are some moments in Scripture when the Lord actually does that, especially to the Egyptians, I think, or I don't remember exactly the verse, but I'm going to look for it with the next video I'm going to do about this, where the Lord sees that they keep in disobedience to His word. They keep not doing what they're supposed to be doing. At some point, the grace of God, without letting you know with a long time in advance, because this is a warning. At some point, the grace of God from one day to another is boom over, and then it's over. When it's over, it's over. It's just like that song, um, what it's called, the song that says, "You turn me on like a light switch," right? It reminds me to that video when this guy is doing all of these things, but he's not talking with the girl. He's not telling her, hey, I want to be with you. And then she ended up with another dude that is not even, better, but he gave her the attention, he gave her the presence, he gave her the commitment. So he comes with all these signs like I love you and forgive me and all these things, but she's like, yeah, but you disappeared for a year. And this man was here. And so just be mindful of that. Just be mindful. I'm not saying that it's happening right now. Maybe for some of you it is. But just be mindful that love is not to play with. You can manipulate these relationships. The Lord sees it all. And He's going to do what He needs to do. And you can abuse His grace. Okay? I'm going to invite you to read Genesis chapter 20. And I will come back with a new video. I hope this was edifying for you. I love you very much. I hope you don't mishandle the chances that God is giving you. I hope that you do work on owning up to your marriage or to your relationship or to your feelings, to your needs, your boundaries, whether you are a man or a woman. And I hope that this truly empowers your kingdom marriage, for kingdom marriages are holy. May the Lord bless you.